I liked reading Marquis de Sade with the idea that this image of that you have to pull the bow back really far to make the arrow go really far. The idea of pleasure and pain. But for me, this exhibition, I've been pulling this bow back for so long that my hands are like shaking, and I want to finally let it go. So today is the day I can finally let it go. You know? I wanted to create very different feelings in different floors. And I used just the analogy of heaven, earth, and hell. So the main floor of the space is earth, and the downstairs floor is basically hell, and upstairs is heaven. So each floor has a different kind of personality to it, but they're all somehow connected in that sense. So I'm hoping that when you go downstairs, you will remember what you saw upstairs, and somehow they're all kind of makes one big kind of like chaos in your head. I don't like organized religion. I find this the problem of the world right now. And the bishops, power and secrecy, I wanted them to be like almost like ghosts or like bats. They almost have wings. The main floor is meant to be seen from a distance. You see this image that you can't really figure out what it is. Almost looks like kind of futuristic image. But anyone that has a pretty good art background will recognize it's the Raft of Medusa, blurred and like kind of like moved. And that front room is combined with water and wood. The image on the right of the rippling water. The other picture is an upside down version of a swamp. So the sky is actually the water. So this is like the basic components of the raft, the wood and the water. The wall that's in the middle is an island. So when you walk around this wall, you see the icebergs. And the icebergs are like this gigantic crown. It's an old iceberg. So the reason why it has all this kind of really gnarly stuff on the bottom is because as it melts, the bottom comes up. I wanted it to be a surprise because I think most people think of my work in very heavy black. The bullet hole is based off of a photograph from the front door of Charlie Hebdo. But it could be a bullet hole any place. Two years ago, I saw some x-rays of small paintings that Rembrandt made of Jesus. I became very fascinated with these x-rays. And I thought they could translate really well into charcoal drawings. The thing what's interesting about x-rays is that this idea of God, of believing in the invisible, the x-ray is like seeing the invisible. I also like the idea that some x-rays, you can see that a work has changed. And each one has its different story for sure. I mean, Jesus is a detail of the painting, which is a very small painting. It looks like it's almost electric because the grain of the wood. It looks like something out of the movie The Matrix. The Van Gogh almost looks like a woodcut. There's so much paint. Da Vinci's almost looks like an alien, and all the little white holes look like they're stars, but they're from the worms. And yeah, so they all have little stories to them. And upstairs is also this little box, and in this little box is a cast charcoal imperial guard from Napoleon. So he's like the guard of the whole show. Because when you come downstairs, the front room is the kind of like a weird overture to the show. It has in it this sculpture of a tree. It has this small history drawing of Caspar David Friedrich, two men contemplating the moon. And silk screened onto the wall is white on white are the 10 pages of this love letter that they found in Beethoven's bedroom when he died. It's almost like a hallucination. You think you're seeing writing on the wall, but then you take one step and it disappears. I like that it's very intimate, and I like that it's Beethoven. It kind of gives the sound to the show. So.